Ludicolo, a Pokemon that has had great success in previous generations, however has suffered due to the power creep of competitive Pokemon. However, we are going to be trying out an interesting Ludicolo team that was almost able to make it into the day 2 of the UK Regional Championship and see how well it can pair with Kyogre as a fast Swift-Swim user. This is Jack's Ludicolo Rain team. Let's break it down. First, we have the Choice Scarf Kyogre with the Drizzle ability and the Terra Water, powering up its water type attacks even further. With that Choice Scarf, this Kyogre is able to outspeed Pokemon like the Calyrex, Shadow Rider, Zacians, and more, and can just go for really powerful water type attacks. And that's the idea of the team. Go for really strong damage and knock them out quickly. With that Rain boosting the power of the water type moves alongside the Terra Water, Water Spout can be absolutely insane, especially a super strong spread type damage attack alongside the Hydro Pump to play around the wide guards. And Ice Beam and Thunder are going to be great coverage. The Thunder that can hit Water, Shifu, Terra Waters, and more, and Ice Beam to hit the Grass types, the Dragon types, and more. Next Pokemon we have is going to be Serena with the Queenly Majesty and the Wylands. A really good pairing with the Kyogre because you want to be able to avoid priority so Kyogre doesn't take damage and make its Water Spout even weaker. And Queenly Majesty is perfect for that, preventing the priority from your opponent's side. That can allow Kyogre to go for really strong Water Spouts and Hydro Pumps before your opponent can move. Helping Hand on the Serena is great to power up your partner's attacks, especially that Choice Scarf Kyogre with that Water Spout and really strong powerful attacks in general, as well as the other Pokemon such as the Ludicolo's attacks, the Xianpao, especially with the Sucker Punch and Ice Spinner, allowing it to actually pick up knockouts that it might be able to miss, so it can be very effective. That Terra Ice is going to be your Terra type, and this is both a defensive typing against Calyrex Ice Rider, as well as able to power up the Triple Axle, which is an Ice type move, and the Wylands to boost the accuracy of this power up and the Triple Axle, because it is pretty important, because the Terra Ice Triple Axle alongside Kyogre's water type attacks are usually allowing it to be able to knock out Rillaboom as well as Assault Vest Raging Bolts, and it can be very effective for the combination of Kyogre and Serena to be able to pick up knockouts into Pokemon that Water Spout would be normally resistant against. Protect allows Serena to stall out Trick Room and keep itself around on the field because you want that Queenly Majesty around as long as possible. And Power Up is going to be your Grass type move of choice because it is pretty powerful, helps out against opposing Kyogre, the Urshifu, Rapid Strikes, Terra Waters, and more. Next Pokemon we are going to have is going to be the Whimsicott with that Prankster and the Covert Cloak. And it's no surprise that Whimsicott is a very strong support Pokemon in the format. With Tailwind, Prankster, it's so strong that allows Kyogre to always keep the speed advantage going. You have the Encore, which if the opponent is playing passive with like Fake Outs or Protects, you stall out the Tailwind or just trying to stall out some turns of rain, you're able to go for that Encore and really punish it. The Fake Tears is the interesting option with the Whimsicott because it helps pair up with that Choice Scarf Kyogre, or it can pair up with the Life Orb Ludicolo, allowing them to pick up knockouts that we don't commonly see. So another way to boost the power. The only downside to Fake Tears, of course, is it is weaker into Clear Amulet Mons, which is not great, and of course Dark types. But otherwise, Fake Tears can be great into like Terrapagos, into the opposing Urshifus, into Calyxes, and more. And Moonblast is going to be your fairy coverage to help out and chip away your opponent, with the Terra Dark to help out against other Prankster Mons like Encore from Whimsicott that you can ignore from the opposing Whimsicott, and the Tornadus Taunt. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Intimidate Incineroar with Rocky Helmet and Terra Water as defensive typing. Incineroar is just such a great mon because it's a great way to pivot in Kyogre and usually get it in safely, which is really nice. Able to switch into the really strong Grass type attacks and more. With Terra Water as a defensive typing to help out against opposing Kyogre, against opposing Urshifu, so certain strikes isn't doing that much damage, because with the rain you will be taking quite a bit of damage naturally, even if you were a neutral Terra. So having a Terra resist is actually pretty solid here. The Fake Out, of course, support can help out the Kyogre to knock off to get rid of items, especially Assault Vest. Parting Shot to pivot around and lower your opponent's damage output, and then Taunt to help stop the Trick Rooms, which can be very nice. Not much to say about Incineroar. It's just a great pairing with Kyogre usually, and can help set it up for a safe position to get in for Water Spouts and Hydro Pumps. Next Pokemon we have is the Xianpao with the Sword of Ruin and Focus Sash and the Terra Ghost option. So a lot of the times it's really about Kyogre and a lot of Pokemon that are able to resist Kyogre's attacks, specifically the grass and dragon types out there, usually don't like the ice coverage, and Xianpao helps provide that. With that, Terra Ghost to prevent it from getting faked out, which is pretty nice, as well as extreme speeds to focus Ash to keep it around because Xianpao is not exactly a bulky Pokemon, and able to go for really strong ice bears to remove the grassy terrain from the Reelas, the psychic terrain, so you can actually go for Sucker Punch is nice. Sucker Punch to help out, of course, and it's nice against the Calyx Shadow Rider, especially the Sacred Sword or the coverage into Pokemon such as the Zamazenta, which can be helpful, as well as Terapagos and more. And of course, Xianpao does pair nicely with the Serena and can do a lot of damage with the Sword of Ruin attacks. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Swift Swim Ludicolo, which doubles its speed in the rain with the Life Orb to help give it some special attack increase and allow it to do more damage. Parasteel is going to be your defensive typing to help out against the super effective flying type attacks such as the Bleakwind Storm from the Tornadus, Acrobatics from the Roaring Moon, as well as the Glacial Lances that you're able to resist from a Calyx Ice Rider, which is helpful. Now, Ludicolo is a weird mon. Its highest stat is its base 100 special defense, but it's not really meant for tanking attacks because base 70 defense, base 80 HP, it's not really taking the physical hits well. But its base 70 speed is decent, and its base 90 special attack not the best, as we've seen, because of all the power creep going around. However, what's really cool about Ludicolo is it did get access to Encore in the recent generations, and what Encore allows you to do, we've seen it with Whimsicott, lock your opponent into the last move that they went for. And Encore is a really strong move. In fact, we've seen so many Terra Darks to help cover for the Encore from Whimsicott because it was Prankster. But what's nice about Ludicolo is they can't be immune to that Encore because of the fact it is not Prankster boosted. It's just a very fast Ludicolo, usually under the rain, that can threaten the Encore, and it can be really nice on this team that's able to threaten a lot of damage utilizing your Fake Out from Ludicolo plus an attack from Kyogre and the Xianpao and more. So having a fast Encore can really help in your opponent's team and put themselves into unfavorable positions if they do play the defensive game incorrectly. The Energy Ball to help out against the water Shifus and threaten that way. Muddy Water can be really strong because it's still a water type move that's boosted in the rain from the same type attack bonus. It's still pretty powerful, so if Kyogre does go down pretty early, you still have a spread water type attack that's able to do quite a bit of damage, especially if they were weakened earlier on. Overall, with this team, you just want to do as much damage as possible and take quick knockouts. Utilizing that Choice Scarf Kyogre is a very important tool to this team, and supporting it using the Fake Tears Whimsicott, the Helping Hand Serena, and of course positioning it well with the Incineroar to get it into a safer spot to actually go for the damage. Xianpao can be a really nice starter or cleanup mon, and then Ludicolo can also be a really strong Pokemon in the end game against weakened foes in the rain. And of course, Encore can be a very good tool to punish bad positioning. The creator reached out and offered the team to showcase on back-to-back battles. I'm not exactly sure what their social media is, so if I do find out, they'll be linked in the description down below. But if you would like to check out the details of the team, they'll be also listed in the description. Calyx Shadow Rider, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Amoonguss, and Clefairy. Okay. Alright, Encore is pretty good, but there is double redirection, which kind of stings. I do really like Kyogre plus Serena a lot. There's a lot of pressure that we put on against their team with it. So I think I will go with Kyogre plus the Serena. I do want the Ludicolo. It's good into their Shifu. And then, do I want Whimsicott as well? Potentially. I either want Whimsicott or the Xianpao. Fake Tears doesn't help in this matchup. Xianpao can. I think I'm gonna go with Xianpao. Well, having Spore immunities is nice if it comes down to it early on. But I feel like having another amount of offensive pressure against the Calyx is pretty massive. I don't know who you would tear in this matchup. That's my question. Maybe Clef. Could be Clef. They're usually Terra Grass, but they'd be able to take a Water Spout. Although I don't know what they would be able to accomplish. Well, Sing, I guess. So if they lead Calyx plus Clefairy turn 1, I might just click Water Spout. Oh wait, I don't have Taunt. Maybe I'd click Water Spout Triple Axle then. Yeah, I'd click Water Spout Triple Axle. Terror-wise, I'm probably tearing the Kyogre for the offense against Calyrex Shadow Rider, but we'll see. Rillaboom or Urshifu, okay. Versus Kyogre Serena. Not a bad lead. It's not super ideal, but not bad. I think Water Spout into Triple Axle should be able to get the Rilla. If the Rilla is fast, that's a concern, but you know, there isn't too much I can do about it. So I am going to go for Water Spout. I am going to go for the Triple Axle immediately. Let's see, as long as, I mean, we have to gamble, right? Because we don't really have much here. We don't have much. We can't really switch out. I need offense. I need to break a Sash on Urshifu if it is a Focus Sash Urshifu. And if it's Scarf, that's concerning. But we'll see. I'm hoping Water Spout Triple Axle should get the Rilla. I really hope it does. Or it's going to be pretty bad. All right, we do get the Water Spout off. Excellent. Good chip. I think we should KO. U-turn. Okay, so it's Scarf Ursh, but slower than Kyogre. Good to know. All right, this is kind of massive because I really want that Triple Axle to connect. Ooh, good play on their Incineroar. Okay, that's fine though. Everything's in range of Ludicolo actually, so this is not that bad. Triple Axle. Okay, we're landing. We're landing. Yeah, it would have been enough, but they're probably going to go for Woodhammer. Woodhammer's going to KO, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So it might be better that I brought in the... It is actually good I brought Xian Pao, because having that Focus Sash is going to come in really handy later. All right, goodbye the Rilla. We're going to go out into our Ludicolo. Ludicolo is really good offensively lined up. Because now we have the Muddy Water pressure into Incin. And if Calyrex comes in, Muddy Water is still going to do a lot of damage. All right. Or do I think Helping Hand Grass Knot KOs Calyrex Shadow Rider? I feel like there's no way in heck that it KOs Calyrex Shadow Rider. I just refuse to believe that. I just would refuse to believe that, yeah. They should bring out the Calyrex. If they bring out Ursh, this is really interesting. They brought out Ursh. I think that's a huge mistake. Okay. I go for Muddy Water. And I go for Helping Hand. We saw U-turn, so we know the Ursh is most likely a not protect variant. We have that Swift Swim that's active, so we should outspeed the Ursh with the Choice Scarf because of the Swift Swim. So as long as we do that, we KO the Ursh, land the Muddy Water. Either Incineroar goes down if we land the Muddy Water, or if it Terra Ghost, that means Calyrex Shadow Rider can't Terra. We have Xian Pao in the back that should be able to clean up. Interesting. Okay, perfect. This is super ideal. I'm very shocked to see Ursh, but this is really ideal for Ludicolo. We actually see the hard switch out from the Ursh, which is not a good thing for my opponent, as Shadow Rider is taking so much damage here as well. Okay. Is this a Terra from the Incineroar? That is not surprising, but what's Incineroar doing? It can only knock off Parting Shot realistically. And both of those, assuming your Calyrex gets chipped, I'm pretty sure Helping Hand Muddy Water will sweep the game. Let's see. There Ghost. All right, Helping Hand from Serena into the Ludicolo. Nice, we land both Muddy Waters, which is fantastic. Look at that damage. Accuracy drop on Instant too. Will that impact the game? Let's find out. Nope, goes for knockoff into Serena though. And doesn't get the KO at Serena. Okay. I think I'm good with just going for... All right. Do I want to... Actually, I should just click Muddy Water, realistically. If I hit 1 out of 2, I'm good, right? And I'm just going to power up the Incin in case I miss the Incin if Calyrex goes for Protect and hope that Ursh or hope that Incin can do something. Because Astro's not going to KO my Ludicolo. So as long as I hit one of these... I was wondering if I should Energy Ball here, the Incineroar. I guess I'm still risking crit regardless from the Calyx if I go for Energy Ball, right? And if they protect, yeah. I have 2 chances to hit a good move into the Incineroar, which is very good. And we landed into Incineroar. Perfect. Okay, Incineroar goes down. Excellent. And now it's Ursh and Calyx. And we should have confirmation about the Ursh not able to do anything here. I'm trying to think if there's anything I should do here. Because Ursh is coming in. I guess I should double check. I'm pretty sure that the Ludicolo will outspeed the Ursh. I think we have max speed on this. Yeah. So we definitely outspeed the Ursh. We go for Energy Ball. And we protect our Serena. Alex is going to go for double protect, which makes sense. They're hoping that I go for the Calyx. And they need Calyx around probably for my last month, but I do get the safe Energy Ball. I get the KO into the Ursh, and that would be a good game. Whew, okay. Okay. And I can also Encore lock the Calyx if I want to into protect. In case I don't think Helping Hand Energy Ball KOs the Calyx Shadow Rider, and I have no clue what the calc is realistically, but I don't see a reason not to go for Encore into the Calyx and just swap out into Xianpao. I just don't see a reason not to do it. I don't think there's a single way well, is there a single way I can lose? I don't think so. Like, even with meme items, like non-existent, like Bright Powder, I don't think it works. They go for a protect, which is fine. I have Xianpao in. I can go for an Encore lock into Sucker Punch and guarantee to win, because either the Calyx attacks gets knocked out to the Sucker Punch, or they go for some setup move to avoid the Sucker Punch and then Encore locks them, and then I just go for Ice Spinner the next turn. So it's like, okay. So have the perfect setup here. All right, let's go for an Encore into the Calyx. Let's go for a Sucker Punch into the Calyx as well. They did Terra, right? I'm pretty sure they did. Yep. Sucker Punch gonna go out into the... Yeah, they Terra'd the instant, which is why I lined it up perfectly here. Nice. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Revenge KOing Ludicolo strikes. It was really able to. Having that second spread water type move, even though we lost Kyogre pretty early on, we were able to still get a huge amount of damage across the board. And yeah, like we got a knockout into the Rila. We put the Ursh in Muddy Water range. And when they brought the Ursh back again, oh, it was really bad for them. It was really bad for them. Calyx Shadow Rider with the Incineroar, Dragonite, Amoonguss, Xianpao, and Weezing. Okay. If this is the case, I'm pretty sure I just go with Kyogre plus the Serena, which I think is pretty good against their team. I think I always bring Pal because Pal is pretty strong to threaten the Sucker Punch. And I would bring the Ludicolo. Yeah. Do I need Ludicolo? I guess I could bring Incineroar instead, but I'll have fun and bring Ludicolo. Especially because if I lose Kyogre early, which is very likely, I need another answer to the Incineroar. And I think having Muddy Water Pressure is better than just going in with Incineroar and then having 3 Pokemon that can't touch an opposing Incineroar. I don't know what they're going to lead. If they lead Weezing plus Calyx Shadow Rider, I just go for a Helping Hand Water Spout. If they lead Pal Knight, it becomes interesting. I might go for the Terra Ice with Serena, click Water Spout plus Triple Axle. But we'll see. We will see. A lot of this is going to come down to how well can Kyogre put on the offensive pressure, though, because Kyogre does need to do quite a bit of heavy damage in this game. So let's see. Ludicolo can clean up weakened foes, but we need a strong opener. We're going to see the lead of Calyx plus Weezing. Okay, perfect. All right, Serena Kyogre in. Helping Hand, Water Spout, Terra Water. I'm going to go for Terra Water. I think it's always the right play. Because I don't... usually the Weezing teams run like a lot of Spadef. And yeah, I don't think they usually carry Focus Sash on these teams, and I assume POW would be the Focus Sash mod. So let's go for Helping Hand, Water Spout. That's all we need to do. Helping Hand, Terra Water, Water Spout, Oko the Calyx Shadow Rider before it can move, because this is basically the same as Power in the Rain. So we should be able to blow up the Wheezing in the Calyx, I imagine. If we don't, weird spot, but we'll see. Helping Hand gonna come out from the Serena, and even though you got rid of my abilities, I don't care. Protect coming out from the Calyx, which is fine. If we KO the Wheezing, we won't even have to Helping Hand next turn. Okay, they go for double Protect, which is cool, because they don't have a switch to Helping Hand Water Spout still. So they probably assumed I have Scarf now, but it's like, okay, what did they do? Whatever's coming is getting two-shot by this combo. And they switch out to Wheezing, or Wheezing gets knocked out. Rain is set back up. We go all over again. So I think they need like a double protective Wheezing and maybe a switch to D-Knight, but that's not the case. They are staying in. We do get a Water Spout with Terra Water and Helping Hand boost into both Pokemon. Why did the Calyx survive? Is it actually Focus Sash? Hey, why did they do that then? Why didn't they just attack with the Calyx turn one and protect the Wheezing? Okay. Interesting. I mean, a neutralizing gas, whereas also we are able to get the Rain set up, but not what I expected. Disable. All right. They disabled my Kyra's Water Spout. They know I'm Choice Scarf, but they took a lot of damage, and I have not really lost much other than I have to switch out the next turn. Dragonite coming in. Just to confirm my speed tier, I'm faster than like not Adamant Max Speed Dragonite. I don't know if they run bulk or not. I probably just go POW, because did I go POW? I'm trying to think about this. I don't have Terra anymore, so I can't Terra out of E-Speed. I think it's probably Ludicolo. Go hard into Ludicolo and destroy off a triple axle into the... Or should I just Protect? Because I don't think they... Actually, no. Protect Serena is fine here. Because what I'm expecting is you would... Get rid of the Serena so you can use your priority move with Dragonite. That's what I would expect. And if Ludicolo goes down, I get a free switch to POW, and then POW just Sucker Punch and I triple Axle threaten the Dragonite, so it should be fine. Astral Barrage coming out, which is not too surprising. All right. Ludicolo takes that. Scale Shot. Okay, it's in the Serena, thank goodness. I go for a Muddy Water. And I go for a triple Axle. This is a really good... Actually, I should just Grass Knotted. But they go for a Terra, so this ends up working out fine for me regardless. Because I still get good damage into Dragonite with Muddy Water. Okay. They can't Extreme Speed here because I do have Queenly Majesty still on deck, which is nice. Alright. Calyx protects, which is cool. Muddy Water will come out into the Dragonite slot. Good damage. Is that multi-skill? It might be. Oh, Tailwind. What? Was not expecting Tailwind. Oh, no. All right. Triple Axle. I mean, we're getting good damage in Dragonite, but... It's not expecting that one. It's not expecting that one. All right. Gotta think about this because we have to stall out 3 turns of tail, and I think getting the free switch to POW while having the Queenly Majesties to play. So unfortunately, Ludicolo, I think I will have to let you go down here. There's not much I could do. We'll protect Serena. We'll bring in Xian Pao. Then we have to play a mind game because they're about to get a Astral Barrage KO into Ludicolo, which means they get a +1 with the Calyx. So this is actually not looking so hot here. I will have to make a bit of a read. I don't think... Okay. We'll see. Scale Shot into the Serena. I'm going into the Xian Pao and I'm throwing off a sucker punch. The question's into who, because there's a scale shot and then there's also the Astral Barrage. I feel like we tried to disable the sucker punch. I really want to sucker punch a Dragonite. I really do, and I think I will attempt it. And then I'm gonna go for triple axle, I guess, into the Calyx. Let's see. It really comes down to, I'm expecting disable here. This could be like Tailwind from the Dragonite. Oh, they don't. All right. I get the free sucker punch into the Dragonite, which is great. Okay. That's nice. If they Astro, though, this is not great. Okay, they did disable the sucker punch. Okay. I had a feeling they were going to attack with Dragonite. The Calyx was kind of like a mind game. I guess they could have protected with Dragonite and went for the disable with the Xian Pao, but that was risky because that gave Serena a free attack. But I had a feeling they were going to try to disable the sucker punch, and I got that call right. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because the sucker punch in the Calyx made sense, but I thought the disable made so much. Oh, it was the Mungus back. Okay. I think I could have still been fine regardless. Yeah, I could have still been fine regardless. But yeah, that is rough. We go for a Ice Spinner into the Amoonguss. They tarot already, so I guess we just go for helping. No, let's just triple Axle Ice Spinner. Not gonna be forfeit. Okay. Definitely was scarier than I thought. I was not expecting Sash Calyx Shadow Rider on that team, because I'm always expecting it on the POW, because that changed the dynamic completely. That really did change the dynamic completely, because the fact that it was able to stick around was actually kind of annoying, but we were able to break through the team, thankfully. Cresselia, Calyx Ice Rider, the Amoonguss, Tinglu, Raging Bolt, and Entei. All right, we have some interesting picks, to say the least. Interesting picks for sure. All right, I think I'm gonna go with the Serena Kyogre. Offensively, it seems pretty good. I think Terra wise, we're probably gonna be tearing our Serena, because we'll probably be going for triple axle double ups. We're gonna bring our Ludicolo. Offensively, I think is pretty decent. And then last Pokemon we're gonna bring is either Incineroar or the Xian Pao. Which one I want to bring? Both are actually pretty good. Let's see. I mean, offensively, it's the Xian Pao. And I think it's probably the better Mon here. Although if they do get Trick Room up, I probably want Incineroar. Or would I prefer just having priority? I think I'll bring Xian Pao. Yeah, let's bring Xian Pao. I'll try playing more aggressive with the team. I want to see how the aggressive modes really work, because they have a very, very specific... this should be hard Trick Room. It should just be hard Trick Room. The question is, how well can we handle hard Trick Room? I don't think they're leading Entei. Raging Bolt makes sense. Tinglu. Okay. As I lead Serena plus Kyogre, I think I'm just going to go for a Water Spout. Do I even have to Water Spout in this position? I don't have to. I could go Ludicolo and that's super safe. Or I could go Xian Pao if I want to play aggressive here. I think that's probably the play, actually, to go aggressive. I'm going to triple axle the Raging Bolt. Let's go to Xian Pao. This could be like Protect Ruination from their side. Electric move, which is cool. Snarl if the Tinglu has it. I don't know where the Terra is going, but I think Xian Pao get this triple axle with the Sword of Ruin into the Raging Bolt. I don't want to Terra, because if I don't need to Terra, then there's no point. We're gonna see the switch out, which is interesting. Is this Amoonguss? Okay, that works for me still. That still works for me. I do get triple axle, and the Tinglu does Terra. Yep, as expected. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we have baited the Terra successfully. It's Terra Water, so I can Power Whip the Tinglu, which is great. All right, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. Also, Grass Knot's still going to be effective against the Tinglu. Rocky Helmet is not ideal, but that does so much because of the Sword of Ruin. Are we KOing the Amoonguss? Oh, I was just about to say, if we KO'd Amoonguss, that'd be crazy. All right. Ruination, yeah. So they want to weaken the power of Water Spout, which makes sense. But Xian Pao now in a pretty good offensive position. I can go for a power up pretty safely into the Tinglu. I can just go for an Ice Spinner into the Amoonguss. I could maybe try to read a switch if I want to, but I just don't really see a reason to. This could be Calyx Ice Rider, but I mean, they take a bunch of damage from the Power Whip because this is sort of ruined. And if they switch out a Mungus into it, does the Tingler protect is a good question. Because if it does empower, it might just threaten a knockout, which would actually be pretty massive. So let's see what they decide here. Right now, my goal is just to deny Trick Room. It's got to be Calyx Ice Rider as the last Pokemon. So it's looking pretty good offensively. I do need one of these two Pokemon around, though, to beat the Raging Bolt. They go for Rage Powder, which is cool. I guess in case I doubled up the Tinglu, I am able to get the Ice Spinner KO into the Amoonguss. I already had my Sash broken, so it doesn't matter about the Rocky Helmet, really. I might be in range of Thunderclap, but I don't think the Tinglu can knock out the Serena here from this range. Power Whip. Nice, we do connect, which is great. Good damage into the Tinglu. Heavy Slam is fine. Into the Xian Pow. All right, excellent. All right, we got a bunch of damage, which is beautiful. And let's go out. I'm going to go out on a Ludicolo. Let's put on some offense here. You might be thinking, why don't I just go out in the Kyogre? But I think Ludicolo makes sense here because if Calyx comes in exactly, I can go for a... I think Triple Axle KOs the Tinglu to cover for a Raging Bolt switch. I have no clue. I think my play here is just to Power Whip the Tinglu and go for a Fake Out into the Calyrex, which probably protects. And if they protect, I can Encore Trap the Calyrex, and that's kind of what I want here. I would really love if that's the case. Is being able to trap the Calyx into Encore, because I feel like you would fear me going for Power Whip plus a Fake Out into Calyrex, right? And take a bunch of damage to where you get doubled up the next turn and get O-Code. Perfecto. We are in business. Fake Out gonna come out into Calyx. All I need to do is focus on the other slot now. Beautiful. All right. Goodbye, Tinglu. I'm gonna go for the Terra Ice now. I don't know if it KOs Raging Bolts, but ideally it does. Yep, Raging Bolt coming in. Terra doesn't matter on Kyogre. I guess it could if I want more offense, but we're going with the offense with our Serena. This should be slow Raging Bolt, I imagine. Encore to Calyx here into Protect. And then we have to focus on KOing the Raging Bolt. So that's why I want as much damage as I possibly can into Raging Bolt. It's not booster energy, which is good, because if it was booster energy, the Thunderclap would be concerning damage. But Encore into Calyrex, so now it is locked in, which is great. The Fake Out Encore threat is super massive. The Triple Axle going to come out from the Terra Ice Serena into the Raging Bolt. Did we just hit once? Okay, thank goodness they Thunderbolted the Ludicolo. Oh my goodness. Awkward. I'm gonna Encore the Raging Bolt and Triple Axle the Raging Bolt. Because I don't want to take a Life Orb hit, because I assume I can KO the Raging Bolt with the next Triple Axle with that initial hit. Well, let's see. All right. Second chance, Serena. Second chance. 1, 2. I think the next one KOs. Beautiful. All right. Now I just guarantee win against the Calyx. So there's a lot I can do here. I'm probably just going to go back into Kyogre, spam Fake Out, and then they're locked in. Then Encore ends. Then I can just go for Encore again and click Water Spout. So that's my play here. I'm going to go for Fake Out. Switch to Kyogre. Now I'm going to be forfeited because I realized they're in an Encore loop. I was like, really, Serena? That Thunderbolt definitely did a lot more damage than I expected, actually, from that Raging Bolt. Like, Ludicolo has some pretty decent SPDF. I know Raging Bolt is a pretty insane one, but that was a lot. Was that choice specs? It might have been choice specs, realistically. If it was choice specs, I think we were fine, assuming we hit like the triple axles to put in water spout range, but that could have been ugly. Roaring Moon, Mousehold, Zamazenta, Raichu, Golden Go, and Flutter Me. Wow, this is one heck of a team. What am I looking at here? Definitely unique, that's for sure. I probably trying to think of what I want here. I think I don't really like the Serena. It only affects the fake out on the Raichu, which is not great. I probably want Whimsicott. I probably want Incineroar. Do I want Jianpao? It's not bad. It's not necessary though. I realistically think I'm Terra Ghost in the Incin. I guess I could theoretically also go for a Terra on the Kyogre for more damage. But I think I'm gonna go with Whimsicott plus Incin. And then in the back, I like Kyogre Ludicolo. I could see Xianpao being brought, but I don't think I need it. I would rather have the offensive pressure of both my water moves in rain. So let's see. I think having that threat is pretty massive. So let's see what they're going to lead, because this team, I can't really figure it out, man. They got redirection. I guess Gold Mouse is a thing with Raichu. I don't know if you could really do that against a Kyogre team, though, with Water Spouts. So we're going to see the Whimsicott and the Incineroar versus the Raichu and Zamazenta. All right. All right, super safe here. Super safe. I should be able to go for just a Will-O-Wisp immediately with Terra Ghost. Oh, I completely forgot this instant set. I completely forgot this instant set. Oh no. Actually, this is fine. It's not ideal, but it's okay. You know what? We're gonna Moonblast a Raichu. We're gonna go for a fake out into the Zamazenta. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That wasn't exactly my ideal nature, but okay, this is acceptable. All right. So I'm able to get Moonblast off in a Raichu. It's a Salt Vest. Okay, good to confirm. Special attack drop, whatever. Heavy Slam into the Whimsicott. Okay, so Whimsicott's hanging around, which is cool. I can go for an Encore into the Raichu, and I'm just going to go for a Parting Shot into the Raichu as well. I don't know if Raichu switches out. We'll find out. But my ideal scenario here is they take the KO on Incin, and I get the free switch to Kyogre. Nice. Okay. That is nice. Maybe I should have Encore to Zamazenta into Heavy Slam, but this is all right as well. All right. I'm okay with this. Now I get to go for really strong water type moves in the rain. So I guess this is okay. Obviously, this could have been way better. This could have been way better if I remembered. Oh, I don't have Wisp. But this is fine. This is fine. All right, we're bringing out... Actually, I'm bringing out Ludicolo first because we want the extra turn of rain. So we always go Ludicolo first and then into Kyogre. So here's the Kyogre. I forgot. Did they have any... They didn't have any speed control methods other than Roaring Moon, which I don't think is coming out. So we go for Water Spout and we go for the fake out into the Zamazenta. If I think Wide Guard is coming out, is it better to just Encore it now? Actually, no. It's better to fake out always. It should just protect here, realistically. We're going to see the Raichu switch into Roaring Moon. Okay, so they go hard into Roaring Moon. Acceptable. Ludicolo go down to one hit? I have no clue. Oh, it's attack booster Roaring Moon. That changes the game immensely. And we're going to see a Terra from the Zamazenta. Okay. Interesting. Terra Water. Oh, it's vulnerable to Grass Knot. Okay, that's cool. That is very cool by me. So I get a fake out into the Zamazenta, which means that Terra is committed. I am able to go for a Water Spout now. Good damage. Really good damage, actually. Okay. I think that this is just a Incineroar switch. And I'm going to go for my Terra Steel. And I'm going to Energy Ball the Zamazenta. I'd be shocked if this is in KO. I feel like you have to... Would you wide guard here? I think so, because you saw I have a Scarf Kyogre, right? If it's attack booster, I'm kind of curious on what this Roaring Moon set is, because if it's attack booster, I mean, that changes it a lot. I'm going for the Terra Steel to avoid the acrobatics. We bring out the Incineroar, get the Intimidate off into the Roaring Moon. Let's see. I should be able to get the Energy Ball KO into Zama. I was thinking of Encoring it, but like, why not just take the knockout, right? If we're able to. If it was Speed Boost, I would have Encored, because then they could have Tailwinded. And it would have made the game a lot more awkward, but I think this works out better for us. Oh, no wide guard. Energy Ball going to come out. Knock out the... It's just going to knock out the Zamazenta. That's beautiful. Okay. That's really nice. But what's the Roaring Moon going for? Knock off. Okay, so I wasted my Terra, but ooh, that did so much. I know Ludicolo is not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon, but geez, that did a lot. And that's Flutter. Okay. It's not booster energy, which is good. Actually, if it's not booster, can't I just knock off the Flutter? And... I want to lock this up. Do I think this is Tailwind Roaring Moon? I think it could be. I'm really worried about Tailwind here, like randomly. I think I just knock off the Flutter and I Encore the Roaring Moon. All right, Roaring Moon is now Encored. So it's locked in the knockoff. Dazzling Gleam, okay. So much, that's choice specs. Okay. If they can't protect, I just win the game with Water Spout. So I had a good lockup. All right, perfect. Perfect. They can't Tailwind. They couldn't Acro. Force a knockoff. My instant. They take the Rocky Helmet damage. Plus, here's a knockoff into your Flutter Mane. And goodbye your choice specs. So much damage. Yep, choice specs. Beautiful. All right. What a crazy team. And I completely misremembered my Incineroar. Not having... Will-O-Wisp. I completely forgot. I, for some reason, read this Incineroar as Will-O-Wisp this entire time. But we have the game locked. We go for a knockoff. We go for a Water Spout. We guarantee Seal to win here because they don't... Unless Flutter Mane has Protect, I low rolled a Roaring Moon, but I'm pretty sure Water Spout will always KO here. I can't remember misremembering my instant this entire time. I keep thinking it's Wisp, but it's just Taunt. But beautiful. All right, Flutter Mane goes down. Roaring Moon goes down. The game plan didn't go exactly according to plan. My game plan was trying to get a fake tier set up with Whimsicott, but I guess like I had a backup with Encore Ludicolo, which was nice. And I knew Ludicolo was going to be nice into this because Encore was just so good into the team. I completely forgot they had another Mon. I completely forgot they had another Mon. I mean, the game's over. We go for a knockoff. We go for a Water Spout, but yeah. I thought we came up the right. What was this game, man? I was so off it. I was so off my game here. I don't know why. I just... Maybe I should go to bed. Maybe I should go to bed. I completely forgot they had a Raichu in the back. Okay, but I still think that Scarf Kyogre was set up immaculately there because I was always getting 2 knockouts with Water Spout. So I guess it wouldn't have changed too much, but that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. I forgot. But then again, I guess Water Spout, if it is Choice Specs Flutter, and I am able to Encore the Roaring Moon, I'm just set up in a nice Water Spout position regardless. Raging Bull, Torkoal, Flutter Mane, the Heartflame Ogerpon, Annihilate, and Calyx Ice Rider. Ugh. One of Rain's biggest nightmares if you don't have Rain Dance is Sun plus Calyx Ice Rider. Oh no. Oh no. What am I going here? Okay, I definitely am bringing the Incineroar. Actually, am I? There's an Annihilate too. There's so much that's actually so threatening because it's probably a Scar Final Gambit. What am I doing here in this match? This is not looking good. This is not looking hot. I think I'm gonna lead Ludicolo. I'm gonna lead Ludicolo plus the Kyogre, I think. In the back, I want Serena. Am I bringing Incineroar? Am I bringing Xianpai? I think I have to bring Incineroar, or otherwise I don't have anything that switches into Heartflame. This is such a... This looks so bad matchup-wise. This looks so bad matchup-wise. Because I can't fake Tears to Calyx Ice Rider to try to brute force it because they have Sun. And Clear Amulet, of course, is also another option on their item. So it's pretty bad. Dealing with Ogerpon Heartflame as an offensive mon is going to suck. I have to maneuver Wetters pretty well. I don't think they're leading Torkoal at the very least. They shouldn't lead Torkoal. Hey, let Torkoal. Wait, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. I actually don't mind this. Because I will just go for a Water Spout and Fake Out into the Calyx. And I want damage into whatever's coming in. I also don't want to switch Serena on a random fire move. And I want to get that big damage into the Torkoal. So we go for a Water Spout. I guess I could Ice Beam, but I don't think I want to. They should switch out a Raging Bolt here. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Show me Protect on the Calyx. At least I got some damage on Raging Bolt. Ooh, wait, they didn't. Oh, that's actually going to stink that they didn't. I had a Water Spout off into Calyx. That does nothing. I was really hoping to catch them protecting, but... I really wanted them to protect there. Okay. Going Glacial Lance here. Oh, this is going to be bad. I don't think Terra Water Spout plus Energy Ball will get the Calyx Ice Rider. Yeah, this is bad. I was forced to double out there. Trying to think if I can do anything. I'm going to try double switching, but at this point, it's looking pretty bad. They're going to get Trick Room up and... I think I'm just gonna get swept. Unfortunately, Calyx Ice Rider Sud is probably one of the most demonic matches for this team possible. Unless I get extremely lucky, like they Thunderclap for no reason, which they should never Thunderclap here. They should always just Thunderbolt. Unless they fear like double Ice Beam. Because they never saw my speed tiers. Thunderbolt. That's so much. It's Life Orb too. Wait, they fired off a Glacial Lance. Maybe I'm coping, but maybe there's a chance. Like, I'm very hard coping right now. I'm gonna go Kyogre. Okay, let me see if I can get this right. I feel like if I was them, I'd switch out the Cali Ice into Torkoal and I would just attack, right? Because I could Water Spout, knock off KO or Cali, or I could have Flare Blitz. I think this is super cool, but I'm gonna try to do a bait maneuver. I gotta make some hard read here, because if I just, I guess if I Terra Water Spout and read him not to go Torkoal, then I have an out. But like, just go Torkoal on the Cali Ice, please. I got it wrong. I thought they wouldn't do that because Oh, is this that bad, actually? This might not be too bad, actually. Yeah, because I can Encore to Cali Ice now. Wait, we might have something here. We might have something here. Okay. I'm going to knock off the Torkoal slot and I'm going to Encore the Calyx Ice Rider because I'm hoping they go into Raging Bolt here because they want to have the Torkoal around. And they don't want to risk like, hey, I go switch into Kyogre and click Muddy Water. Which I think they could realistically like take it. Like they could afford that. But I kind of have to get some reads right. And I'm hoping they want to conserve resources more. Yes. Okay. Okay, we have something. This is a game. Oh, it's Ogerpon actually instead. Okay. Did they double the Cali Ice here? Okay. Encore. Nice. So I get a knockoff into the Ogerpon, although this is bad. This is bad. I actually would have... No, I guess if I parting shot, but that doesn't change anything. Unfortunately, my defensive Terra stinks here because of Ivy Cudgel. I would Ivy Cudgel to Ludicolo, switching to Torkoal if I was them. There really is not anything I can do here. I guess I'm just gonna parting shot out the Ogerpon and I can't see anything. I was trying to see if there's a world I could switch out into Kyogre, but then I just don't get the weather up. Wait, they went Raging Bolt. I thought they would not do that because of the risk of me going for Muddy Water switch to Ogre. I guess. Wait, oh, I timed out too. I didn't mean to click fake out. Also, I was faster than the Ludicolo. I tried, man. We had an out. We had an out. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out here because I just guarantee lose to Cali Ice plus the Kyogre, or Cali Ice plus the Raging Bolt now because weather cannot be changed anymore. Oh, I did not think they were going to risk their Ogerpon like that. If I went for Muddy Water, swap into Ogre, I think it was a chance. There were two things I was worried about, which was a random Wood Hammer into the Ludicolo. I felt like you always target Ludicolo there since you saw Encore and Fake Out. But I didn't know what move they were locking into, so I just wasn't sure. If it was Ivy Cudgel, I think I had to go Ogre. Also, I was scared because I thought they were going to switch out into Cali Ice into Torkoal because it's like, okay, if I switch into Ogre in one of the slots, I always get pinned by the Torkoal. Sun is always guaranteed there. I didn't think they would risk the Raging Bolt, but oh well. They're going to switch out into Torkoal. Trying to think if there's any shot of me winning and I just can't see it. Should we protect? Yep. All right, just water spout to Torkoal, and that's basically it. Oh, it's just so unfortunate, man. It was tough. It was tough. Unfortunately, I just cannot. I got to get everything, and I mean everything right. And even then, I'm not guaranteed in a good position. That's what stinks about this matchup. Yeah. Because without Rain Dance, you just have no option against like Cali Ice Trick Room with Sun. It should Thunderclap. Unless they want a Thunderbolt, which I guess is fine. Okay, that's what they're going for. I just don't see a world where Instant outspeeds the Raging Bolt, knockoff crit knocks out the Raging Bolt, and even then it's looking pretty rough. Yep, Thunderbolt. Oh, they target the Instant, which probably KOs. Yep. We tried. I just don't think there's anything I can do, unfortunately, in this. Whimsicott, Calyx, Shadow Rider, Shiftry, Volcarona, Fluttermane and the Indie female. Oh, this is gonna be pretty rough, isn't it? Gonna be pretty rough. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Shiftry. I don't have any wind moves other than Tailwind, which is fine. I'm gonna lead Whimsicott plus Kyogre. I do think I need the offense here. I want to bring Ludicolo because fast pace is the name of the game. I'm kind of worried if it's sunny day on Whimsicott though. If it's sunny day on the Whimsicott, we got problems, man. We have major problems. Then back Pokemon, I'm gonna bring Pow, or am I bring? I don't think it's Serena because Serena doesn't do much here. It's either Incin or Xian Pao. Xian Pao has better odds, I think. Although Incin's like really tough for them to actually dish out damage to. I think I'd rather have Incin as a pivot. Also, we could break a Focus Sash on Shiftry because I feel like Shiftry is probably Focus Sash. Although not having Sucker Punch pressure is not amazing either. I don't know. We'll see. Because if they try to Trick Room on my Tailwind and go with like a Trick Room route, at least I have Incin that's slower than most of their team. In case it's like one of those teams. We're going to see the Shiftry plus the Whimsicott. Okay, super ideal. Super ideal. All right. So we lead Kyogre plus the Whimsicott. We are going to go for a Moonblast immediately into the Shiftry, and we're going to go out into our Incineroar. Provide that Intimidate, and we could be knocked out the Shiftry tournament, which would be pretty cool. All right, Incineroar in. Let's see what they decide to go for here. Fake out, beautiful. The Rocky Helmet breaks the Focus Sash. Tailwind? Yep, Tailwind. Okay. Unfortunately, the Shiftry's not doing anything. So sorry if anyone wanted to see Shiftry do anything, because it's probably not living as Moonblast. I'm just gonna say that Moonblast comes out into the Shiftry. Goodbye, Shiftry. And yeah, it's not as good as Bramblegast, unfortunately. All right, let's see. Shadow Rider. If it's Shadow Rider, I probably want to go for... Yep, Shadow Rider's in. I don't know if they have Sunny Day. I feel like this is probably Sunny Day, but we'll see. I'm going to go for Terra Dark with my Whimsicott to prevent the Encore, prevent the Encore. We're going to go for a Tailwind with our Whimsicott. And we're going to go for a... I want to taunt the Whimsicott so I can Party Shot the next turn. Maybe. I actually like that a lot. I'm going to go for it. I expect Calyx to Terra. I don't know if you're going to go for Terra Fairy Drain Kiss immediately. I kind of doubt it. But let's see. Actually, maybe I should... No, I needed to Party Shot actually because I'm worried about Moonblast the next turn in my Whimsicott. Actually, yeah, I should have. Terra Fighting. Okay. That's fine by me. I wish I Moonblasted, but that's okay. If they KO my Incin, so be it. I get a free switch to Kyogre, and I think that's all right. We tear our Whimsicott. I need damage into the Calyx, though. If I don't get the damage, it's actually pretty concerning. Please tell me they didn't Moonblast immediately. Okay, I think they Moonblasted immediately. Not good. It is Terra Blast, Terrifying, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Please KO the Incin. I actually want to KO the Incin. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, okay. Life Orb? It has to be Life Orb or Specs. Life Orb. Okay, perfect. I think we should survive one. Nice. Okay. Good turn, good turn, good turn. We can go into Kyogre. Calyx live Water Spout. I want to say no. I want to say no. The question is, do I expect Calyx to protect? Because they saw that I just went straight into the Kyogre. I could fake Tears the Whimsicott Water Spout, or I could fake Tears the Calyx. If they... I feel like Water Spout KOs, and if not, Ludicolo would KO. So you know what? I'm going to fake Tears the Whimsicott. I'm going to go for Water Spout. Whimsicott retreats. What? Oh, that's smart of them to go into the... Wait, no, this still works out for me, I think. No, this still works out for me. Assuming Water Spout KOs the Calyrex or puts it in range of the Life Orb hit that's about to take. So I guess regardless who I faked to, it didn't matter. The Water Spout. Okay, yeah. Whew. Oh, thank goodness, man. Thank goodness. Okay, goodbye, Calyrex. And then I was hoping Ludi would be enough to clean up with the help of Whimsicott, but that's good. That's good. That's good. I would have had to hit several Muddy Waters at that point, but yeah. All right, Whimsicott in. They sell Tailwind. They do. I don't think it changes anything. I think I just go for a Moonblast anyway. I guess I targeted the Entity and I Water Spout. That should probably be forfeited, yeah. Okay. Scarf Kyogre being very solid here. I think the turn one just catching the Shiftry and then not being able to do anything, so Instant was definitely the right call. I mean, Ludicolo would have been a good back play as well. Again, if I didn't knock out the Calyrex with a Water Spout, we know it's like Frail Calyrex if it's Life Orb on this kind of offensive team. They need a lot of investment to KO my Instant with the Terra Blast. The fact that I'd be able to get the Water Spout off guaranteed if it somehow survived because Calyrex has good Spadef. Then it goes down to its own Life Orb hit. I take an Expanding Force or an Astral Barrage at worst. If Astral Barrage comes out, Kyre's still around, I get Water Spout plus like Muddy Water and hopefully get enough hits to where I can KO the team. If not, at least they go for Expanding Force. Kyre goes down. I have Whimsicott plus the Ludicolo, and I just hope that Ludicolo was enough at that point. All right, let's go over the games. In game one, I did lose my Kyogre in turn one, but I was able to get a huge amount of damage into my opponent's Rillaboom and was able to get a ton of damage into that Urshifu. And with the proper setup, Ludicolo was in a fantastic spot with the Muddy Water, the helping hand support from Serena, and came in clutch, hitting the Muddy Waters and being able to knock out the Pokemon on my opponent's side, and then finally trap in the Calyrex Shadow Rider for a guaranteed win. In game two, I was not expecting Focus Sash Calyrex Shadow Rider, which definitely made this game a lot harder than I think it could have been when I was anticipating this in team preview. However, a really good call on predicting the disable from the Calyrex and sucker punching the Dragonite, as well as getting that double knockout, really allowed me to pick up a victory. In game three, although it didn't go exactly according to plan, I was able to have a really good spot as I forced a Terra from the Ting-Lu, was able to get a lot of damage without sacrificing too much on my Kyogre. And I was really just able to dish a lot of damage, especially with the Encore Ludicolo coming in clutch, punishing that Protect on the Calyrex Ice Rider, and setting up for a fantastic spot for me to KO the Raging Bolt with the triple axle, and then the Calyrex was locked into Protect alone. In game four, I'm not sure about this team, and I completely have just forgotten the sets. Like, I thought I was Wisp Instant. I was definitely not, and yeah, that had to make me change my plans a lot. However, I was still set up in a decent position utilizing the Kyogre and the Ludicolo. I was able to do some pretty solid damage across the board and KO the Zamazenta that did have the Terra Water, which was an interesting choice with the Ludicolo. While I wasn't able to set up for a perfect position with Ludicolo, I did Encore trap the Roaring Moon, and Incineroar plus Kyogre were able to clean up thanks to that Choice Scarf on Kyogre with the Water Spout, was able to put on a lot of pressure and was able to get double knockouts on the second to last turn. In game five, I think this matchup is pretty bad. I think no Rain Dance on this team with Sun plus Calyrex Ice Rider. It's just hard for me to actually out damage. Although there was a spot that was making it possible. I was actually able to threaten a lot. The only problem was I thought the Calyrex Ice Rider would have switched out into the Torkoal, so they kept a Wetter. If I had known there was a chance that I could have actually went into the Kyogre instead for my Incineroar, got a big Muddy Water off into the Ogre Pond and the Raging Bolt taking ship, and then I also would have been in a pretty nice spot, assuming that I was able to do enough to the Ogre Pond, because I would have been able to take the Ivy Cudgel. Still would have been awkward, but definitely playable. But did not work out because Ivy Cudgel knocked out my Ludicolo, and that was it. Game 6, oh, this went fantastic. With the turn 1 KO on the Shiftry, utilizing the Incineroar, and then was able to get in my Kyogre safely, thanks to them having Terra Fighting. That actually was a blessing because it was life for Calyx. I took damage and I was able to set up my Tailwind with my Whimsicott and KO with the Choice Scarf Water Spout and win the game. All right, Ludicolo, not too shabby. We saw its stats though. It wasn't really impressive on the stats, but the Encore pressure, Swift Swim with Life Orb, the spread water type attack is still super threatening that they have to fear because it's not just the water spouts in rain that they have to worry about being powered up, the Ludicolo as well. And that Encore, oh man, it can be great. I do think that this team does require a lot of commitments though. It doesn't have the best bulk in the world. Like our only pivot really is Incineroar, so you do have to play offensive. It can definitely struggle against certain matchups. Like Calyx Ice Rider can be a bit scary if they position it well and more. But overall, was a fun team to try out. Ludicolo actually put in more work than I expected. If you'd like to check out the team, the rental code is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time this video comes out. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, if I find their details, they'll be linked in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.